Right, everybody, welcome back. And we are picking up with chapter one, lesson one of economics. We got a brand new semester and a brand new topic. And the first section we're going to do here is titled Scarcity, the Basic Economic Problem. Okay, and let's start off by saying that defining scarcity as being the concept that everyone can't have everything, that there are limited resources, and that most people need to choose what they're going to have. What they're You don't get to have everything. Most people, okay. Now we talk about needs versus wants, right? Needs versus wants, and really, your only needs in economic speak are water, food, shelter, and clothes. Okay, everything else on top of that are wants. So, for example, this Laker jersey, I didn't need a Laker jersey. No, it's clothes, right? But I have an undershirt. So then this, right, would be considered a want, right? I wanted this. And my phone, my shoes, and I mean, so much, right, of what we have are things that we want more than things that we actually need. So I think that if you see a question on an upcoming test that asks what are the basic needs in terms of economics, really simple: enough water, food, shelter, and clothing to survive, the bare minimum. I mean, there are stories that up until 100, 200 years ago, the majority of people in the world had two outfits, two pair of clothes, okay? And they washed them, went back and forth, and we wore the same thing every day. So yeah, we live in a world of wants, and we're lucky that many of us can afford to have more than just the basic needs. So as we're moving forwards here, and we're just beginning this journey into understanding economics, we're going to start by just kind of defining the basics, and then we'll get much deeper and look at a lot of the more more difficult economic questions as we move forwards. So when we talk about stuff, right, and a lot of this is wants, we have different categories. So we have durable goods. Durable goods are things that are expected to last more than 3 years. Then we have non-durable goods, right? These are things that last less than 3 years. Consumer goods are things that a consumer buys, and then capital goods would be a thing that a business buys for the business, okay? We also talk about services. It's been said that in the United States, we have a service-based economy, that I think something like 70 to 80% of our economy, maybe 60 to 70%, say, are services, okay? And what we've seen in this time of the COVID, the COVID virus, is that some of these service jobs were the ones who got hurt the most, right? Restaurants, hospitality, hotels, things like live venues, concerts, events. These are the kind of jobs that we saw getting impacted the most. And a lot of these are service jobs. Look, it isn't just entertainment, though. It's also things like the guy who comes to my house to fix my air conditioner, or the electrician, or the guy who does construction in my front yard. All of these are service jobs, right? We also have manufacturing jobs, which is its own unique category. But for now, we're going to focus on service jobs. Haircuts, service jobs. They're doing a service for me. Another interesting thing we talk about here in this very first section is this idea of the paradox of value, right? Where where things we need, like water, are pretty cheap. And things we don't really need, like diamonds or gold, are oftentimes very expensive. Um, Certain foods are very expensive as well, and then you'll find that the very basic foods that we need to survive are very cheap. Why is that? Why is it that what we need is less expensive than what we want? And that's the paradox of value. Um, we talk about wealth being accumulation of all the stuff we have. Wealth isn't just money in my pocket. Wealth is the value of my house. Wealth is the value of the car I drive. All of these things together are how you can value the wealth that a person has. So we're going to talk about measures of wealth, and we have to understand that this is more than just cash. And then that last thing there, that kind of an acronym, is TINS Fatala. There's no such thing as a free lunch. Yeah, they say, what they're talking about, oh, you buy one, you get one free, right? But it's not really free because you're paying for it somewhere. Okay, someone's paying for it. Interesting fact. Speaking of restaurants, have you ever had the concept of like free refills? You go and you get free refills on your soda. I'm not a big soda drinker myself. I suggest that you as well don't drink a lot of soda. It's very unhealthy. But when I was a kid, I would drink soda. And I was told once that the cup that is used to fill that soda is more expensive than the actual soda. Okay. So when we're talking about free refills, well, there's a reason why. It's because the cup costs more. Sure, the refills are free, but it's being made up for in other things in the cost of your product, or oftentimes is. And we've begun our journey.